All right, so Mega Man X. Yeah, we decided to kick it back up with the classics now, just for, I don't know, just because I feel like it. I get in, that type of mood. You know that type of mood. Uh, yeah, where it's just you don't want to see anything new or exciting or anything like that. You just want to go with the good old reliable classics. And this is a classic as far as I'm concerned. This is, yeah, probably my favorite Mega Man game. Or I don't know. I think Mega Man Legends is probably my favorite Mega Man game. But in terms of like a classic 2D Mega Man, like the whole series, apart from Legends, this game right here is probably my favorite. Certainly my favorite in the X series. And yeah, this is a game that I did play quite a bit of back in the day. This is one that my friends next door owned this game, so even though I never owned it, I had basically access to it whenever I wanted. So I played, yeah, tons and tons of Mega Man Legends. Or fuck, yeah, I played tons of Mega Man Legends as well, but I also played tons and tons of Mega Man X back then. And so, yeah, we got some time to kill before work here, so I think I am going to go through and do the full playthrough. We're going to go 100%, all hearts, tanks, armor, all the bullshit, probably the Hadouken as well. I forgot how long this frickin' intro went on for. This is like, for such a frickin' awesome game, this has like maybe like the worst intro in the entire series. This is just like annoying to listen to and kind of dull to look at and read. Man, yeah, I forgot how bad the intro was for this game. All the other Mega Man X games have fantastic intros where there's like action and shit going on. There's like explosions and the base is under attack. That seems to be the thing with like almost every Mega Man game after this. It's like the base or the city or whatever the fuck is under attack. Heck, even this one, it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, the shit is under attack. Go defend it. So yeah, as much as this is a childhood classic, we're actually I play the game a bit differently these days than I did as a kid. Never would have touched the default control settings back in the day, but yeah, these days I have definitely come around to the R button dash. It just makes sense. And then I like X and A for weapon selection there. And that's about the only change we're gonna make. I don't know how I ever got through this game without fucking R button dash back in the day. I mean, it's obviously possible. You can get through the game without dashing at all, I'm pretty sure. But, it just makes sense, you know? It's so much easier to, like do jumping dashes and dashes off of walls and stuff. Oh, it's just, like, such a cool opening right here. One of the best in, like, or best, like, opening stage. One of the best in gaming history, I think. Just with, like, the guitar. And it's, like, the robots, they're, like, busting up the streets and, like, punching holes through the road. It's just, like, so cool. You got, like, the cars escaping all the carnage. I don't know where they came from since, like, the road's all busted. Where did those cars zooming towards us at the beginning come from? I don't fucking know. If you actually, like, mash on the button hard enough, you can actually destroy those crusher things before they collide with the ground. But yeah, just like the music and like the roadway and like the devastated cityscape and everything is just like such a cool opening stage right here. One of the all-time greats. Yeah, because first impressions are definitely important when it comes to video games, particularly like high-octane action games like this one. And yeah, I think, frankly, like, yeah, the strong opening stage that this game has goes a long way to sort of cementing this game's status as an absolute classic that just everybody knows and has played and kept on playing because this intro is just so cool. After you play through it, it's like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing, and you're never gonna forget it. From here on in, you're hooked. This bit right here kind of sucks. I never did like these, yeah, guys who kind of zoom in at you from weird angles from above. But then it gets cool again. This bit right here, or in fact, if we, not quite. Okay, now you can ride the car. You can ride the car. That is so cool. This is like, honestly, you can ride cars in Mega Man Legends as well. which is part of the reason why that game is the coolest fucking thing as well. We kind of busted it up a little too much. It goes faster if you shoot it a little bit less, but yeah, we've probably had enough of that now. Then it turns out they're being deployed from that flying robot carrier thing there. We'll actually see more of that flying airship a little bit later on. And now we got the first pseudo-boss fight against Vile. If you got really good timing, you can basically keep this going forever. Kind of. Although not quite, because sometimes he dashes... He'll just dash into you. And there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah, just like that. There's no avoiding that. So it can't actually last forever. But you can last a good long while against him. He has infinite health, though, so there's really no point other than for, like, bragging rights or some shit. How long can we keep this shit going on for? Oh, I thought it was actually... At this low health, I thought I would have expected him to shoot his little sparky bit right away. Okay, there we go. You can actually... Yeah, you can actually kill yourself here if you actually try. But the intended thing that's supposed to happen there is that he shoots the spark at you, and you get trapped, and then Zero rescues you. Or is this the only... Or no, I think it's starting in Mega Man X3 that Zero became a playable character. He's kind of like the Proto-Man analog for the Mega Man X series. We'll see him in a bit. We would have seen him a moment ago if I hadn't been fucking around. But yeah, this is the cool thing. And yeah, of course, there's the classic argument. Well, is this Mega Man X or 10? Because a lot of people seem to have gotten the idea that X here is supposed to be a Roman numeral, and that this was actually Mega Man 10. And I can see how it's easy to make that mistake. Like, not everybody keeps track of, like, you know, all the video games that get released. And there were so many Mega Man games back in the day that I could easily see someone like losing track of the series and just coming back and being like, "Oh, are they at 10 already?" Yeah, that figures about the rate they've been going. I think this is actually I think this actually came out before Mega Man 7, if I'm not mistaken. So this is technically the 7th game in the series. Although I think some of the Game Boy games came out before this even. So I guess maybe like hey, maybe if you include the Game Boy games, maybe this does work out to being Mega Man 10 after all. Who knows? It's not Mega Man 10, though. There's no point going on about that any further. So the classic... This is actually a bit of a dick move right here. There's like the classic first stage that you go through is Chill Penguin. There's just so many reasons to do Chill Penguin first. He's, first and foremost, being that he's got the dash for you. I'm actually gonna do Storm Eagle, though. Am I? No, we'll do Chill Penguin. Yeah, not only is he one of the easiest Mavericks to defeat, but he's also got the dash upgrade in his stage, which is something you definitely want early on. Although, weirdly enough, because the dash is like kind of an optional upgrade, like you can get through all the other stages without ever coming to this stage and picking it up. So as a consequence, all of the stages in this game, up until you get to the Sigma Fortress, are actually built around like the dash being optional. It's actually one of the most challenging runs you can do of this game, actually. Is do like the no dash challenge. No dash, no upgrades, and all that. Now that I think of it, I think it's even possible to get through the Sigma Fortress stages without the dash, because I know there's a password you can use that'll get you to the Sigma stages without the dash upgrade. Yeah, because the dash isn't actually hidden in this stage here, it's just like along the way. It's literally unavoidable. You can't get through this stage without picking up the dash upgrade. But apparently there's a special password you can use that'll get you to the Sigma stages without your dash upgrade. And I believe it's actually possible to beat them like that. Kind of a weird design decision. It almost seems like a bit of like a last-minute thing where they decided, you know what, this dash is so important, we'll just give it to you if you go to the right stage early on. I kind of wish that they had made it, like, just a little bit out of the way so that it was, like, trivially easy to find, but you could just skip it if you wanted to. I have done challenge runs of this game before. With, like, yeah, I've done no upgrade runs. I don't think I've done no dash before. Or I've done a delayed dash where I didn't pick up the dash until the, like, until you absolutely have to. Like, I've done runs where I've done Chill Penguin last. It's not exactly fun, I would say. I think the dash, like a lot of the, like, sort of the evolution of Mega Man from the original series to this X series is sort of what makes me really strongly prefer the X games over the vanilla Mega Man games. I really like the dash. I really like the wall climb. I really like the upgrade system. They just, like, added so much stuff to this game over the old games. It really is like the next evolution of the series, really. It almost seems redundant that they kept the original Mega Man going after this, and indeed, we didn't get any, like, really super good, like, vanilla Mega Man games after this until, like, Mega Man 9, years and years later. Which is kind of a retro throwback. Oh, shit. Did I just, like, cut myself? What the hell is this? Like, something on my ear. Yeah, I think I just went to scratch my ear and accidentally, like, dug in a little bit too hard. Whatever. We got Chill Penguin here, who's kind of the scrubbiest of the initial Mavericks. You've actually got quite a few options for, like, viable Mavericks to beat without upgrades. In fact, actually, I don't even think Chill Penguin's necessarily the very easiest. I think that might be Flame Mammoth might be the very easiest. Yeah, Flame Mammoth's pretty easy. Armadillo's pretty easy, although a bit tedious. If you time that just right, you can get the full charge shot on him after he does the frozen penguins. It's funny how he gets, like, knocked back even just by, like, the piddly little pea shooter shot. He really is, like, yeah, one of the weakest of the Mavericks. Once we get back to the level select screen, we'll go down the list and I'll tell you all the ones that are easier to beat than Chill Penguin. Definitely Flame Mammoth. Probably Storm Eagle, too. Storm Eagle's really, really easy. Although slightly trickier if you don't come to him with the dash. And yeah, they got the bit here, too, where they actually show off the weapon that you get, although they don't actually show off its full capabilities here. The cool thing about Shotgun Ice is that it kind of, like, explodes into, like, a little, like, burst of snowflakes that branch out after it hits the wall. I think it's exactly the same as the Frost shooter in Mega Man 7, which does, I think, the exact same thing. Oh yeah, Easy Robot Master, or Easy Mavericks. Yeah, probably this. Yeah, Flame Mammoth's easier than Chill Penguin. Storm Eagle's easier than Chill Penguin. Kind of Armored Armadillo, although it's a really long fight if you do it without the weakness. From here, I like to do Storm Eagle next. Just because you can actually get all of the upgrades in his level without backtracking from here. Because, yeah, all you need is... yeah, there's so much stuff that goes into, like, your preferred path through the levels here, too. Do you go for getting as many upgrades as soon as possible? Do you go down the weakness order? Yeah, a lot of strategery that can go into choosing the order that you do things. But yeah, Storm Eagle is usually my first or second pick after Chill Penguin, just because, yeah, I'm pretty sure you need the dash to get that. But other than that, all the upgrades in this stage you can get, yeah, without anything else. All you need is the dash for that one heart piece. Actually, I think, is there like a 1-up or something over here? I think there's a 1-up behind here. Oh, no there isn't. We just get that little bit of health we lost back. Whoa! Okay, almost fucked that up horribly. Then up here is our second upgrade. It's just like such a cool effect right there. I just love it. All the glass just breaks for no reason. And yeah, that was our first sub-tank. So from now on, whenever we get any health pickups, when we're at full health, those will go into our sub-tank. And yeah, even the like energy tank system is improved from the original Mega Man series. Because yeah, original Mega Mans, you had kind of a limited supply of E-tanks that you could collect through the game. And you kind of had to use them sparingly because you didn't have like an infinite supply or anything. Whereas in the Mega Man X games, you can kind of farm life energy and fill up your sub-tanks. So you have basically kind of an infinite supply, but you gotta work for it if you really want to use them. So it's like you technically have an infinite supply. You can just farm energy pretty much anywhere by making the enemies respawn. But it's kind of tedious, so you don't really want to do that. So as a result, you end up using your sub-tanks sparingly anyways. I don't think we're going to do a lot of like dying or sub-tank usage on this run, though. Here we got the helmet. Probably the most boring power-up in the game. And so with that, we got the hard hat, which basically, yeah, lets us break through destructible blocks with our head, like that. It is basically good for absolutely nothing other than uncovering other upgrades that require it. But yeah, it has no utility as far as, like, combat or moving around or anything like that. It is only for picking up the upgrades that require it. Oh, dirty pool there. It's actually a really short level, too. Like, yeah, apart from those detours to grab the upgrades there. And yeah, this, if you notice, I said we would see this thing again shortly, and sure enough, this is the, yeah, aircraft carrier that was dropping the Cadillacs on us in the opening stage. Little secret here. I actually only just learned of that, like, fairly recently, like a couple years ago. I first saw someone do that in a video. The normal way is to just go to the left and then you do the regular boss gate thing. So this is Storm Eagle. Funny thing about this guy is most of his attacks don't actually hurt you at all. Like, he's got this one with the birds. Those are kind of dangerous. You gotta jump over those. Or you can also just destroy the egg if you have good timing. Now this is his most dangerous attack right here, where he swoops down at you. Trivially easy to dodge with the dash, and frankly, even if you don't have the dash, it's not that hard. Trickiest thing is if you want to get your hits in while he's doing that. But yeah, other than that, he's got, yeah, the wind tornado thing that doesn't actually hurt you, just pushes you back. He's got the wing flap that you saw him lead with at the start that doesn't actually hurt you, just pushes you back. Now, the tricky thing about this fight is actually if you come in without the dash, all of those attacks that push you backwards are actually kind of deadly because they can push you off the plane. You don't have to have any way to gain ground against them, so it'll just actually push you backwards. So yeah, you kind of have to worry about getting flapped off the ledge if you come in without the dash upgrade. Other than that, though, this is a trivially easy fight. Probably the easiest one in the game. However, the version of Storm Tornado that you actually get actually does damage enemies. It's actually one of the best weapons in the game, just for like raw damage output. Just because it like stays on top of the enemies for so long. You get so many hits on them, it's just crazy. And I think we're gonna show that off right away here. Or actually no, we need the boomerang to get everything in this stage. Yeah, so maybe we'll come for Spark Mandrill later. I want to go for efficiency, so what levels can we 100% right now? We can do Launch Octopus. I think you can actually get everything in Launch Octopus's stage without any upgrades whatsoever. The tricky thing is that Launch Octopus himself is like one of the hardest bosses in the game. So you'll typically want to come to him with his weakness, which is Armadillo. think we might be able to get everything in Armadillo's stage. I'm not positive about that, but... oh, you know what? We could go... yeah, we can do Mammoth now, actually. I think we can get everything in Mammoth stage. This is one of the other cool... but yeah, one of the really cool things in this game that they never brought back for the later ones, weirdly enough, is... yeah, so you can see that this level is, like, covered in snow now, which is weird. Why is there, like, snow and ice in a flame level? And the reason for that is that it's because we cleared Chill Penguin's stage already, so if you clear certain levels, it'll modify kind of the terrain in other levels, basically making them easier and letting you bypass some of the hazards. Because, yeah, instead of this, yeah, snow on the ground here, instead you would have had insta-kill lava. And sure enough, you actually need to do this in order to get this heart piece here. Yeah, the lava... I'm pretty sure the lava here is insta-kill, so you do need to do Chill Penguin stage first in order to get that. Or actually, there's another trick you can do. It's rather tough, but you can also take a hit and abuse your invincibility frames to go down and grab that heart as well. You could also come back with the arm upgrade and use like some invincibility thing, like charged Sting Chameleon or something. But you would have to replay this stage because you actually get the X-Buster upgrade in this stage here. This is actually kind of arguably a downgrade. So basically what this does is it gives you an extra level of charge. I think they're going to show that off right away here. Yeah, so you got that red level of charge now. Which is actually a bit tricky to use. It seems like crazy good. It's like, oh, you get that big swirling vortex of red shots. But it actually only hits enemies once. And if you don't hit with... And certain enemies, if you don't hit them with it in just the right way, it actually does less damage than your regular, like, yellow level of charge. Okay, let's get up there, please. Thank you. Although one other small benefit of the red charge is you can see, like, it... Actually, I'll show this off here. Yeah, you got that little bit that actually goes off behind you, so you can actually kind of hit enemies that are coming up from behind you with that. Almost like a little protective barrier that forms around you right before you fire it off. So that can be really handy in some situations. Against bosses in particular, though, the red level of charge generally does less damage to bosses unless you hit them just right with it. So it's actually, yeah, a little bit trickier to use than the regular shot, which is why it's kind of a downgrade. Although the other benefit is that it actually lets you charge up your robot master weapons. So you see if we get the charged tornado here, we get a little vertical thing that's actually kind of less damaging than your standard one. Whoop! And if you get a charged up Chill Penguin, you get a little sled there. That's not terribly practical, but is just fun to use in concept. Whee! Let's go sledding right into the wall there. It's kind of funny because it's like it basically gives you access. Yeah, the charged version of each weapon kind of gives you access to another one of the boss's attacks. Because you know how the idea is, like, each of your robot master weapons is one of the weapons that they actually use on you. So yeah, by having the charge attack, you kind of get two different weapons. Although that, weirdly enough, that swirling vortex, like the vertical cyclone of Storm Eagle's charged attack, the charged Storm Eagle weapon, Storm Eagle doesn't actually use that attack on you at all. And I guess technically Chill Penguin doesn't use, like, ride a sled at you as well, but it's kind of reminiscent of his attack where he kind of slides at you on his belly. Yeah, so you would think that flame... So then with the whole thing with, like, the stage transforming and the fact that he's a flame enemy, you would think that ice would be the weakness here. And I think it might even do a little bit of extra damage. Let's see. Yeah, it actually doesn't. You just get one tick of damage here. Although his real weakness is actually Storm Eagle's weapon right here. I think if you time it just right, you can get 2 shots on him, or 2 hits with every shot of this, but it's not really necessary. He dies pretty quickly to this. There's actually another trick that you can do with this guy with the boomerang cutter that'll show off later in the boss fury fights. And from him we get Fire Wave, which I guess is another attack that that isn't really that similar to anything that Flame Mammoth uses on you. Yeah, he'll fire off that like little one-shot of flame, but you can see how he's not a very deadly enemy either. Your main danger with that fight is him just colliding with you. And even then, he can't actually move around that much. He mainly just gets... He's just like a lazy fat ass getting moved around by his conveyor, his slow-moving conveyor belt. So what does all that in Flame Mammoth stage get us? Nothing much. It'll let us get the armored armadillo weapons a little bit easier, so maybe we go for that. Or you know what, Boomer Kuwanger. I think we can get everything in here now, if I'm not mistaken. Eh, fuck it, let's just go for it. I'm trying to think of what the upgrades are in his level. I know where the heart tank is. Is that it? Is there nothing in this stage other than just one heart tank? Oh, the music. Oh, the music, the music. I think this might be my favorite track in the game. Or I don't know that it is, actually. It kind of goes a little bit downhill after the intro. But the intro is so fucking cool. Or actually, no, yeah, the best track in the game is obviously Spark Mandrill. Yeah, no contest there. But if everything in this stage's theme were as consistently awesome as the opening, this would be my favorite. Yeah, so if you trip those red lasers, these guys shoot lasers at you, although you can actually avoid them with good timing anyways, like just like that. So you don't even really have to worry too much about it. Actually, yeah, the powered-up Buster is actually really handy for... yeah, dealing with these turtle guys. These turtle guys have tons of health. So yeah, that extra Buster upgrade is actually really handy for dealing with them. Storm Eagle's weapon is actually really good for them too. Oh, this is an annoying bit right here. Yeah, I have absolutely no good strategy for dodging these guys. They just swoop down right on top of you, faster than you can react to them. If you do try to dash out of the way, you'll just hit the spikes, so... As far as I can tell, you just gotta tank your way through, or else memorize the positions that they come out. I don't know why they got these chameleon-looking things in Kuwanger's stage. Incidentally, I don't know why Kuwanger is Kuwanger. It's like a Japanese thing. The names of the Mavericks in the Mega Man X games are actually completely different in the Japanese version. Like, they're still the same animals, but they're not, like, just like Metal Gear Solid code names, where it's, like, weapon animal type format. They actually have, like, weird, like... They tried to, like, make proper names out of the type of animal that they are. So, like, instead of Octopus, he's Octopardo, or Launch Octopardo, or something like that. And Boomer Kuwanger, I don't even know. I think that... I don't know what was up with the translation of that one. He's apparently supposed to be, like, some kind of, like, bug, or, like, cockroachy type beetle thing. I always thought he was supposed to be, like, some kind of, like, gazelle-looking thing. Like, he had, like, antlers, or, like, horns, or something like that. But yeah, apparently Kuwanger is, like, some kind of Japanese bug that apparently has no proper English translated name for. Actually, you can see that, yeah, the thing with the translation of the names kind of come through in... If you play Mega Man X6, which I highly recommend you don't. But, yeah, they didn't bother translating the Maverick names in that game. So yeah, you end up with you end up with like Commander Yamark and Infinity Mijinian and shit like that. I think Ground Scaravich was one from that game too. I don't know if we can win this one. I actually didn't come in. This guy's weak to Launch Octopus, which we don't have yet, and this is not the easiest fight in the world without his weakness. So we'll see what happens. Oof, yeah, that's the way that this fight always gets me. Yeah, I don't even think it's worth, yeah, that's what's gonna happen there. With full health, I can just kind of tank him down, but... Actually, I think this is another weenie who gets staggered by regular, like, little yellow pea shooter shots, so maybe we just spam those. Is that a viable tactic here? Oh boy. Yeah, I think we're going about this all wrong. Yeah, just come down. Just stay on the walls and come down when we've got a charge ready for him. Yeah, that's the ticket. Right there. Whoa! Whoa! This son of a bitch. Okay, if he does the boomerang thing, you're solid, because that's like the easiest thing to deal with. Yeah, I guess there... Did I miss something? I don't think we got anything in that level other than the heart piece. I don't have a consistent name for the heart tanks in this game. I've been calling... I think I've called them like 3 or 4 different names now. Heart pieces, heart tanks, heart capsules, life upgrades, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I think that might be it. So that means that there must be... Because, yeah, I thought the way it worked is that there'd be at least 2 things in every level. Every level has a heart upgrade. And then on top of that, they'll have either an armor upgrade, or they'll have a sub-tank. Or actually, you know what? It was Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth had both. Yeah, he had both a sub-tank and a armor upgrade. Oh yeah, now that we got Boomer's weapon, we're ready for Octopardo. Oh man, I'm like blabbing my lungs out here. I haven't had this happen, and maybe I'm just like out of practice with streaming or whatever. I used to get this thing that's happening right now, where it's like my chest gets all tingly when I've been commentating for a long time. That's kind of starting to happen right now. And I get like shortness of breath too. Maybe it's a posture thing. Oh yeah, so let's actually try out... Okay, so yeah, this thing doesn't even work at all underwater. Yeah. That little bit on the tip there is just for show. I think I actually want this thing for the mid-boss coming up here. Yeah, take that thing out in one shot. Take out any of the, little bendy spears that he shoots at you. I don't think this actually does that much damage, though. You can kind of rapid-fire the boomerang there. Kind of neat, although a bit wasteful. Oh, these guys are fun. You can just mash to get out so that they're not really deadly or anything. Yep, let's just, get chain eaten. This is going to be the Vorophiliacs Mega Man X stream right here. Oh, this guy right here. This is like one of the hardest parts in the game. I swear to God. If I'm going to die anywhere on a playthrough of this game, this is where it's going to fucking happen. Yeah, I just cannot react to that in time when he starts sucking you in. Okay, does this guy have a weakness? Probably just, like, buster shots as fast as you can manage them. Okay, that didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to. Whatever. I think there's an upgrade up here. Nope, just a health thingy. Actually, I think this might be another level where there's nothing here other than just the heart upgrade. So that means there's got to be another level that has both the sub-tank and the armor. How many sub-tanks do we have right now, anyways? Oh, 2, and they're just about full. Okay, so this is the way to the heart piece for this level right here. Oh, this coming up right here is a fun mini-boss. So yeah, you can ride on his back, which is super cool, and just, like, pump shots into his head. There's not much to it. Like, this is all you do for the fight, is just, yeah, stand on his back and just mash the shit out of him. I just love the idea. Like, you can, like, picture it as, like a dramatic scene where, like, Mega Man rides the Robo-Dragon and just, like, just gun arm to his head and just, like, fires away. It's just, like, such a cool thing. If I were an artist of any... If I were, yes, artistically inclined, that would be, like, the one bit of fan art I would make for this game, would be Mega Man riding the Robo-Dragon, gun to its head, just, like, firing shots right into it. So fun, they had to put it in there twice. Oh, that was probably, yeah, very low damage volley right there with the red shot. Yeah, you see how the tail is flashing. You can hit the tail as well if you're not manly enough to ride the dragon. Which apparently we're not right now. Can I get up there? Oh, that's cool how the explosion, like, goes forward from the tail, though, when you kill him on the tail. Yep, you can just go right by those guys. And we're actually gonna... Or actually, what is charged... What does charged boomerang cutter even do? I don't remember. So this guy's not actually weak to boomerang cutter, but there's something else really cool you can do with it. Okay, that's not great. So yeah, you can see it's not doing any extra damage or anything. We're just getting the one. But yeah, that'll yeah, take off his tentacles, and now he won't be able to fire his homing fish, which is kind of his deadliest attack. Still gotta contend with the missiles, which is a pain in the ass, but... Actually, it really isn't. And he can't do his drain attack either. Actually, weirdly enough, yeah, that attack where he, like, jumps up and tries to suck you in with the little vortex. If you get caught in that, he'll start draining your health. Weirdly enough, it's reminiscent of your charged Storm Eagle weapon, even though Storm Eagle doesn't actually use that attack. But yeah, you can... Once you disarm him, this boss becomes just trivially easy. Just mash away. Yeah, he loses his homing fish, he loses his drain attack, which actually isn't that deadly, it just kind of wastes your time. And that's Octopardo. I don't know why Octopardo is the only... Or you know what, I think it's because I think in Mega Man, like, X5 or something, in one of the pre-boss fight conversations, because that becomes a thing starting in Mega Man X4, one of the bosses actually makes references to Octopardon and how they were, like, friends, and how he's gonna get revenge. He's gonna take revenge for Octopardo. So now that we got Launch Octopus, we can do Sting Chameleon. And that'll be the last of the armor upgrades. yeah, this is another thing where beating Launch Octopus's stage will flood Sting Chameleon's stage with water, which I believe is required for the heart piece here. It's also potentially worthwhile coming here early on, though, to go for the armor upgrade, which is right up here. Or you know what? We'll get the heart tank first. It's actually kind of a tricky one. Or I don't know, I guess it's not that hard. Basically, you want to clear out those lower blocks there to give yourself room to fire up a dash, and then just, yeah, go for it. And yeah, without the water, you cannot even come close to making the distance on that jump. Yeah, flooding the stage is absolutely required here. So now we've got the most, yeah, tedious boss fight in the game. Or actually, is there a faster way to do this? So there's actually a couple ways you can hit this guy. You can hit him in the head, or when he fires his claw like that, you can actually hit him in kind of the open space that the claw leaves in his arm. I've never really found a good, fast way to beat this guy, though. Spamming shots into his head, that kind of works. Yeah, you can see he's starting to steam up a bit, so... Actually, am I damaging him? If I just, hit him with this? Yeah, I think I'm, going through into, kind of the hitbox inside of his arm. So yeah, maybe this is the way to do this fight. Although, yeah, getting, smacked around for absolutely no reason is not the way to do this fight. Let's avoid that shit. There we go. Yeah, Storm Eagle's weapon is another good option there. We don't get a health refill or anything for this, do we? So yeah, this effectively doubles your health. This is actually a really good one to go for early on if you're new to the game or suck at it or something. Yeah, the difference between armor and no armor, or the body armor, the double defense armor piece, is just night and day. You can just tank through absolutely anything, practically, once you get this upgrade. Really trivializes most of the boss fights too. Yeah, it is so easy to just buster only all of the bosses once you get the defense upgrade, just because you can just tank through their hits. You can just man fight them. Just you hit him with all your attacks, he hits you with all his attacks, and you just win out because you got more health than him. I mean, you need a few heart pieces too for that to really work out, but... How many 1-ups do we have right now? Oh, still only 3. Because yeah, we did take that one death against Vile early on. And I think we took another one. Oh yeah, against Boomer Kuwanger. You can actually lose the armor here if it takes enough damage. Yeah, the controls will kind of lock up for a moment and then it explodes. Sadly, you can't take this into the boss arena, though. They wouldn't let you do that until Mega Man X4. And then again in, I think, Mega Man X8 was the next game that let you take ride armor into a boss. So, yeah. Boomerang Cutter is the way to go here. It's actually a pretty tough boss fight without it. I don't know, maybe we go without it just to show it off. Just to show off how tanky we are with our new armor. Oh, that's different. He almost always does the rain spikes from the ceiling attack. This one right here, he almost always opens with that. I don't think I've ever seen him do the other thing that he just did there at the start of the fight. Oh, come on. Not only is this kind of a difficult fight without his weakness, but it's also kind of a tedious one because he keeps doing this shit. We can actually kind of bait him into a pattern here, because I think he'll always tongue you coming out of stealth if you're in the right position. Yeah, I have absolutely no way to dodge those raining spikes there. I cannot react to them in time. It's just pure luck as to whether I get hit or not by that one. Okay, this is getting annoying. I'm pretty sure I've adequately demonstrated at this point that I am capable of winning this fight without his weakness. This is the way the fight goes if you have his weakness. It's absolutely pathetic. Sadly, you don't cut off his tongue or tail or anything with it, though. Still, man, there's like so many cool ideas in this game that for some reason didn't carry forward into the other ones in the series. Like the whole thing where clearing one stage modifies another, like the freezing of Flame Mammoth stage after Chill Penguin, the flooding of Sting Chameleon after Octopardo. None of that carried forward into future games in the series. They never did it again. They kind of brought it back in kind of a different way in Mega Man X6. In kind of a stupid way in that game, as almost everything in that game was implemented stupidly. And then that was about it. Yeah, never again would we see that. And also the thing of, like, modifying the bosses, like disarming them a bit with certain weapons, never came back. Or sometimes you could do it with their weakness, where you'd like, or actually we'll show that off right away here. Spark Mandrill. I don't know what a mandrill is. If this is like another Japanese thing or just my lack of biological knowledge right here, but yeah, no idea what a mandrill is. Based on the way the boss looks and attacks, I'm guessing it's some kind of monkey or baboon-like creature, but yeah, that's just a guess. So yeah, no way to get at this without the boomerang cutter. It's actually a bit tricky to get at that, because you can't quite reach it if you do it like this. Yeah, basically once you start coming down in the arc of your jump, then you'll get the downward boomerang on the downward trajectory of your jump, and then that's when you've got to fire it to pick that up. So I think we're gonna get... Actually, yeah, we got all the armor, so yeah, it's just a heart piece here on top of that sub-tank, and then a sub-tank and a heart piece from Armadillo. These things, like, look kind of bullshit. Like, how the hell would you ever dodge these, light guys coming at you? But the trick is that they actually die in one shot, so you just keep spamming your little pea shooter going forward, and they'll just run right into it and kill themselves. Oh yeah, and I forgot to point it out, but this stage gets modified as well after if you come here after Storm Eagle's stage, and you can see bits of like Storm Eagle's little ship at the start of the stage there. The idea is that the Storm Eagle's airship kind of crashes into the power plant, and that's the reason that the lights keep on flickering on and off throughout the stage. And also the reason why this guy is shooting blanks here when he goes up the top there. He has a spark attack that he shoots down normally when you see him doing that. But as you can see, yeah, power's shut off because we crashed a plane into this place. Yeah, fastest way to beat this boss is to just pelt him with your regular shots. It's another one of those weird sprites that has like multiple ways to parse it too. I always read like the little white strip across the middle as teeth, but the eyeballs you could sort of interpret a couple different ways, whether it's the stalks at the top or the green bits on the side. Little details too. I like the way that the wheelie guys here kind of go out of control once you shoot him. You can see he's kind of going back and forth there, and then once you shoot him, he like goes crazy. What are other cool weapons that we can show off here? We got the homing missile. Actually goes through walls too, so it's like you can basically just break the game wide open with it. Actually pretty useful in quite a few places. And you can get this heart right here with just the dash. I think it's even possible to get it without the dash. It's just really, really tricky. Oh yeah, we got the Sting Chameleon weapon now too, which is kind of one of the most boring weapons in the game. Does good damage to certain enemies if they're big enough to get all 3 shots on them. at once. But yeah, you do kind of have to shoot from medium range to get the maximum benefit from it. Unless you're... Okay, yeah, this is the part. So the first sort of lights on, lights off segment, those streaking birds there, were kind of set up so that they would miss you most of the time unless you were like zooming through really quickly. Here, though, they're aimed right at you, so you really want to be firing constantly throughout this segment, but it doesn't last very long. This is another boss that is utterly trivialized by using his weakness against him. Pretty much any, enemy in these games that's weak to ice will be totally trivialized, because what do you do with an ice weapon? You just stun lock them forever. Now, if you don't time it correctly and you just hit him like that, he actually gets some invincibility frames, and he might actually get an attack off on you, but we'll see if we can actually do this fight proper, though. Show off some of the shit he can do. Yeah, you can actually hit him out of that fisty attack there, which is pretty much the only way to dodge it if you don't have the dash. It's tough to do it on reaction, though. Yeah, I did a little bit too much damage there with the ice shot to really show off the fight properly. We'll do it right the next time around. So where are we on upgrades now? We got the 2 from Armadillo's stage coming up here. We missed the Heart and Chill Penguin stage, and I think that's it. I don't think it's possible to get all the upgrades in this game without backtracking. Actually, let's just do that right now. Yeah, we'll go back for Chill Penguin's heart piece. Man, I thought that day, like, my normal time for beating this game is like usually like a little under an hour. But I usually like to do like kind of not entirely minimalist runs, but kind of like no backtracking runs where I just blitz through the game. Almost kind of speedrunning, but not quite, because I'm not good enough to be a speedrunner. But like, you know, kind of like I do with Sonic the Hedgehog. Kind of like I do with a lot of the games that I'm really experienced with and played the hell out of as a kid. I just kind of like to breeze through them. And I can do that in this game in about like 45 minutes. I figured that like a full 100% run where I get all the upgrades would be closer to like an hour and a half, but looks like we're making much better time than that, actually. We might even be done this. I don't know, we'll see. We still got all the Sigma stages to go through, too. Also, we're gonna go for the Hadouken. Yeah, you gotta go through most of Chill Penguin's stage to actually get this heart piece. So yeah, this is what you do. Yeah, you hold down up to jump out of that at the right spot, and then you can bust this thing apart with the flame shot. And we can just exit out of here. No need to buy... That's actually another weird improvement in this game over the older Mega Man games. Because yeah, in the classic Mega Man series, you either couldn't replay stages at all, there was typically no reason to, or I think in Mega Man 7 you had to find like a special item that would let you exit out of stages that you've cleared already, and then I think in the later ones you had to like purchase an item from the shop that would let you exit out of cleared stages from the menu. In Mega Man X games, you just get to do it like for free. Right from the beginning. Little like mini Easter egg right here. Easy to miss if you're just like plowing through on the trolley. But if you look closely at these bats... Whoop. This one right here is a little bit different. That is a classic bat of the type that you see in the classic Mega Man games, like from Mega Man 2 and all those. And sure enough, he has a very, very high chance to drop 1-ups. So yeah, just a neat little Easter egg there. I think that's one that I even like noticed and kind of uncovered on my own as a kid too. Like I noticed, like, hey, that's like the bat from Mega Man 2. And he seems to like almost always drop 1-ups. What are we at? We gotta be... Okay, we're at 7 1-ups. I thought we'd be at 9 by now. Okay, this bit right here. Or you know what? We can come back for it. Actually, no. Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna abuse invincibility. That Yeah, the spikes on the front of that guy's arms there are instant kill spikes. He does kill you instantly. Yeah, you do die immediately if those hit you. But if you just, abuse invincibility frames, you can get to the other side there. Or even without doing that, the other way that you can get that sub-tank is if you, lead that guy over here. He'll fall onto the spikes and die, and then you can go all the way back and grab the sub-tank. I think this might be my favorite stage in the game, like in terms of like level design, and just like how fun it is to play through. I like how there's like tons of bats to shoot everywhere. I like the little minecart segments. All types of different enemies. I like running away from the big spiky-armed guy. I like the little change-up they'll do right away, where they'll bring back the spiky-armed guy in kind of a different scenario up ahead in a moment. This is just super satisfying to do this. Then yeah, you can go flying off the cart there. So it's helpful to have the flame shot here, just because it kills this guy super fast, or any good DPS weapon, but really you don't need anything for this. If you've got a good mashing finger, got them rapid-fire thumbs, you can technically, get this guy just in time to get that heart piece there, because if he goes forward too far, he will clear that away, and then it'll be too high for you to leap up to. And we got the last little bit right here. This level's just awesome. Like, all the level designs in this game are pretty awesome. But this one really just stands out to me. And this bit right at the end where you're, like, catching up to your shots, there's just, like, so much cool stuff going on in this level. The minecarts, the spiky-armed guy, the slightly different spiky-armed guy where you're shooting him from behind. It's just so cool. The boss of this area really, really sucks, though. I kind of hate him. It's not that he's difficult, he's just tedious. So this is the gimmick with this fight. I'll show it off briefly, and then we'll do the fight the smart way. Okay, so first of all, there's no getting any extra damage on this guy without his weakness. Even charged shots only do just the one tick of damage. And yeah, if he blocks the charged shot there, then he'll charge that up and fire it off at you. He won't do that with your little pellet shots. So this is kind of the normal way to do this fight, is to just kind of do, like, kind of stagger your shots. Because yeah, when he's firing at you, there's a brief moment where he's vulnerable. But this is basically kind of the buster-only way to do this fight. But yeah, the smart way to do this fight, and the way that I always do it, is to just use his weakness. Honestly, even in runs where I'm doing, like, Buster only, and trying to go through without the Maverick weaknesses, I'll still use his weakness here, because this is just such a fucking boring fight. A rare miss, actually. I think that pretty much all the bosses in this game are really fun to Buster only. Or even to do, like, uncharged Buster only. I've done runs like that before. And yeah, just the boss designs in general in this game are fantastic. But, yeah. Armadillo there. A rare miss. And I think that's it. I think we got absolutely everything. Oops. Oh, I missed the little demo of the rolling shield. It's certainly the last of the Robot Master stages, at least. I think there's 4 Sigma stages in this game. I got the change up on the... Okay, let's just do the rundown. We got this, or as far as the heart pieces, we got this, got this and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. For the sub-tanks, we definitely got all 4. The heart pieces are really the only thing you're gonna miss. Because you can see just on your, like, weapon loadout screen that you have 4 sub-tanks. You can see on your character that you have all of the armor. But it's kind of tough to gauge just how many heart pieces you've uncovered. You kind of have to eyeball it. Because, yeah, your health gauge goes just a little bit further than your weapon gauge. You can see right there. Yeah, I think once you get 6 hearts, that's enough to match the weapon gauge, and a lot of people get tricked into thinking that they found them all at that point. But, yeah, it actually does extend a little bit further. We're coming back here for another... Actually, yeah, there's another, like, weird, like, secret Easter egg in this level, too, apart from the Mega Man, the classic Mega Man bat. The music in this stage is great, too. There's a lot of great music in this game, but I'd say standouts to me would be Storm Eagle's stage, Spark Mandrill for sure, Spark Mandrill #1 track in the game for sure. What else is good? Armored Armadillo here is a favorite of mine. Didn't quite make it. You can actually jump like all the way over there. Actually, let's mix it up a bit. Yeah, you can see kind of how pathetic Sting Chameleon's weapon is here. What about the Rolling Shield? Rolling Shield's not doing that great either. Maybe all of your weapons do the same amount of damage to that guy. Or, you know what? I think I need full... Oh, I do have full sub-tanks here. This is such an obscure secret, too. I don't know how anyone ever found this just going through the game regularly. I hope I don't have to have full weapon energy for everything to do this. But yeah, the trick here is you go through to the end of the level, and you pick up... Whoa! Yeah, you pick up that bit of life up there. Then you fall into the pit and die. And now when you do that, you need to have all of the upgrades, all of the hearts, all the sub-tanks, all the armor, and all full sub-tanks as well. Okay, let's do this quick. Yeah, it looks like Storm Eagle's pretty good for this, too. Can he do it in time, though? Oh, he totally can. Yeah, if we'd been using Storm Eagle from the beginning. Yeah, so either Storm Eagle or Flame Mammoth's weapons are good for getting the heart piece here. If you don't have the manly thumb for it. So yeah, basically we're going to want to go through here, and we're going to want to grab that life pickup 4 times with all of the upgrades collected and with full sub-tanks in supply. And I guess with enough lives to suicide, so that we can do this 4 times without having to replay the whole level. Yeah, what was that? 4 or 5 tornadoes? As opposed to, like, all of our spark and, yeah, all of our spark and chameleon energy that wasn't even enough to finish the job. Yeah. I really hope that we don't need full weapon energy, too, for this secret, but I don't think we do. I love just, yeah, picking off those birds with your kind of slow-motion shots that are scrolling along with the screen. I mean, you know what, let's just... Or, is this gonna work? Yeah, okay, well, just to prove to you that I'm not a liar, yeah, those spikes kill you in 1 shot. Yeah, we really do need to take this guy out. Can't just tank our way on forward. You know what, I think Flame is actually the fastest way to do this. Actually, I'm curious to see what the other weapons look like when you're on the minecart. Yep, sure enough, we get kind of a short-range flame thingy. Oh wow, we're just like speeding away from the tornado there. Oh yeah, it's like so many of your weapons are actually too slow to keep up with the minecart. I think... Was that 4? I think it might be up there now. We didn't get up high enough to actually see it. Fuck me, come on. Okay, looks like we got like 1 or 2 more. You know what, I'm actually just going to stop using weapon no, because I need my weapon energy to get through this guy efficiently. Oh wow, that thing goes super fast. What does the charged flame do anyways? I completely forget. Okay, that's kind of neat. What else can we show off on the minecart here? Oh, this is great. Yep, they just can't keep up. Oh, I fucked something up. Maybe you do have to have full weapon energy after all. Shit. Okay, so... Okay. I'll spend a bit farming that up then. Man, that's annoying though. I'm gonna have to mash my way through this Joker every time now. Yeah, this is one of those obtuse tricks that's like so mysterious that almost nobody is 100% sure how it works. Man, I wish they had like the energy converter from some of the later Mega Man games where you... Or you know what, let's just give it one more shot. Maybe we just, maybe we're just not quite there. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I just needed to do it one more time. Okay, so first off, you can notice that Dr. Light there. Also, it's funny how Mega Man shows up inside the text box, but yeah, Dr. Light's doing some Ryu cosplay right there. Appropriately enough. So yeah, this is the super secret ultimate weapon of the game. Appropriately enough, since, yeah, the requirements are so freaking obtuse and just impossible to figure out on your own. So yeah, we got the Hadouken. The way you do a Hadouken is with a Hadouken input. This will kill absolutely everything in the game in one shot, including like the final boss and everything. Although I don't think you can actually... The tricky thing is, though, is you have to be standing on the ground to use it, which means you can't hit certain bosses with it, that you have to jump and shoot. And you have to be at full health, which is a tall order in some of the later Sigma stages. You can kind of fudge it in that you can like use your sub-tanks to get up to full health, and then get yourself a Hadouken that way, but obviously you can only do that so many times before you run out of sub-tanks. Also, I'm just terrible at Street Fighter inputs in general, so I can't even do the Hadouken input consistently myself, so we're probably not gonna Hadouken our way through most of the bosses and things here, but we'll see if we can pull it off where we can. I really, really like the Sigma stages in this game, too. There's like an awesome just like build-up in just like the way the stages look, the music, the actual like layout of the levels. There's just like a really awesome like climactic feel of like just, yeah, build up to the final encounter from here on in. This... yeah, this segment right here is a pain in the ass. I actually like using charged rolling shield here. There's actually a lot of really, really useful Maverick weapons in this game. Like, I've kind of shown off already some of the most handy ones. Like, yeah, Storm Eagle's weapon gets you through a lot of the tankier badniks here. And there's also some of the charged weapons are really, really good too. In particular, Rolling Shield is... Charged Rolling Shield is crazy. There's kind of like basically two tiers of like shield weapons in Mega Man games. They're either crazy awesome and overpowered, or just utterly useless, with like no in-between, it seems like. And this is one of the crazy overpowered awesome ones, at least for certain segments of the game. First of all, yeah, it takes out enemies that die like easily. It'll just take them out, rip right through them. It absorbs shots. But enemies with too much health will disable the shield. So that's kind of its weakness, is enemies that have a lot of health. So it's not like ludicrously overpowered or anything. It's not like a universal solution or anything like that, but it is super good in the segments that it's super good for, which is quite a bit. We'll see it, we'll be able to make use of it later on here in just a moment. Okay, so we got our second round against Boba Fett coming up here. Spoiler alert, Zero is not going to win his fight. Although I guess he is going to end up kind of taking him down in the end. I don't know what it is. It's the fanboys. Just like with Boba Fett, this guy is like hardly even like he's a total non-entity in the game. He's just like this rando with a shoulder cannon and some overpowered ride armor that kicks your shit in a couple times throughout the game. And then for some reason, I don't know if it's just like the developers love this guy or if he actually has a fan base, but yeah, Vile made several comebacks throughout the rest of the series. Brought him back in Mega Man X3, they brought him back in X8, and he was playable in, what was it, Maverick Hunter X, the PSP remake of this game, which is really good, actually. I really, really liked Maverick Hunter X. I don't like it as much as the original, but it's solid. Same deal as before. Even with all your new weapons and powers and stuff, this is an unwinnable fight. Oh, I should have shown off the Hadouken, because Hadouken doesn't kill him, but it sends him flying, like, way back off the screen, and it's kind of funny. I wish I forgot to show that off. I don't think we came in with full health anyways, I guess, so we couldn't have shown it off. Okay. Can we one-shot Hadouken this guy? I don't know what let him do that right there. It's never really explained. Or maybe they explain it in the, Well, okay, we got the Hadouken input. Fuck. Okay, no Hadouken for us. I think this guy's weak against, Well, I mean, he's kind of weak against Buster. You can see charge shots do a lot of damage against this guy. This is not like the real boss fight of this area. It's kind of a mid-boss, which is why he's so weak. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's weak to Launch Octopus. Or actually, I think Launch Octopus is in the other direction. Yeah, you can see that'll just bust him up like nothing. Hey there, K Prime CR. I'll certainly check out your channel and see if I'm interested. I'm not really into the whole like follow for follow's sake, like you follow, I'll follow back. But I will check out your channel, and yeah, if I like your streams, I'll yeah, totally give you a follow. Oh, thank you for the follow there. I'm assuming that's our Mr. K Prime CR that just came through for us. Do appreciate it, regardless. Whatever, like I said, the armor in this game, the armor upgrade in this game is kind of excessive. You can just tank your way through practically anything here. Or this is another segment where I like the rolling shield. Rips through these guys, rips through these guys. Now, it can get disabled if you get hit by the spiked ball, which kind of sucks. But thankfully the rest of this here is actually not that hard to just dash through. I think it's Kuwanger. Boomer Kuwanger up here. Yeah, we didn't actually have the missiles the first time we did this fight, so we're just going to show off just how easy this fight can be. So yeah, it follows him even when he's sort of cloaked or teleporting or whatever, so yeah. In fact, you don't even need to get down here on the ground with him. You can just do it like this. Yeah. Kind of pathetic. Cool boss fight otherwise, though. Like I said, I really like all the boss fights in this game. Oh yeah, this is another segment where it's actually really helpful to have your charged shield. Okay, so the Mets here will actually disable your shield if you hit them when they're covered up. But if you can just charge right into them when they pop up like that. But yeah, now I messed it up, and now everything's horrible. Okay, we're alive again. Man, these guys don't stay up for very long in this game, though. It's actually a little bit tricky. But yeah, this section's actually a little bit tough, just because there's like so many freaking enemies coming at you from all directions. It's kind of insane. I'm yeah, this isn't like the castle levels in classic Mega Man. You get a full weapon energy refill between stages here, so we can just go all out. Okay, so this guy, I've never been good at this fight. It's consistent. He'll always, if there's, you can see he kind of makes a little path for himself down there, and he will always, like, take, basically, he'll always go across the green bar in the center there. So you can kind of follow the pathway down and predict where he's going to be, but I'm just really bad at that. Also, this is another fight where, yeah, you kind of prefer the yellow level of charge to the red one. Yeah, you see how that only does like 1 or 2 pips of damage, whereas you get like 2 or 3 out of the yellow charge. He gets faster and faster as the fight goes on as well. But what we really want to do is, yeah, once he starts getting too fast for us, we're going to want to speed things up with his weakness, which is the chill shot. Yeah, just barely figured that one out in time. I thought it was going to the left there. Oh, okay, barely. You can kind of dodge him on reaction, too, so it's actually not a super tough fight or anything. And as usual, if you're fully upgraded, you can even just tank hits and just trade back and forth with him. In fact, I think as long as you're getting your hit in every single time, I think you can even afford to like trade hits back and forth with him and get hit every single time. I think you actually do more damage to him than he does to you. Okay, so at some point we're gonna get to show off this fucking Hadouken, I swear to God. Yeah, so in that last stage we were kind of on the outskirts of the base. It's like kind of a mountain base. So there we scaled the mountain, up those floating platforms in the center, kind of barged through the front door. Now you can see we're like in the middle of the mountains here. So we're kind of moving on through the base, getting a little bit deeper in, and that's kind of reflected in the design in the visual design of the stage and the music. It's just like, yeah, like I said, really great build up in these last few stages. I think this is Chill Penguin? Yeah. So yeah, kind of an obvious weakness here. You can stun lock him a little bit. It actually doesn't do a ton of damage. I think it might actually be faster to just go for the, like, regular... That's not what I want. There we go. Might actually be faster to just go for the regular charge shots here. Just because he doesn't get stun locked for quite as long with these ones. And maybe it is faster to do the flame. Oh yeah, I also could have done the Hadouken like I said I was gonna fucking do. Yeah, the thing is you can't quite stun lock him because he can do that to you. If you jump while you flame wave him though, it's completely safe. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, so he's looking out, and... Oh! Okay, I waited too long. I didn't realize that he goes in there if you wait too long. Okay, we fucked that up. If you just shoot him before he gets in there... Okay, it looks like it's actually time-based. I thought it was like a stealth-type thing, where if he sees you, he'll jump in. But yeah, you got a certain amount of time to take him out, and if you do, you can grab his ride. Grand Theft Mega Man. And then that's about as long as it lasts. You gotta jump out. Or, oh no, you don't! I was... Okay. I thought you had to jump out right there, but I guess I misremembered. I think we got Storm Eagle refight coming up here. We'll see if we can manage the Hadouken on that one. Yeah, this is Storm Eagle. Actually, he's going to be up in the air for so much, I don't think we're going to be able to get a Hadouken on him. If he opens with the wing flappy attack, we'll be able to do it. Oh, there he goes. Ah, fuck. The thing is, we need to keep him on screen, so wing flappy attack is actually no good for us. We could go risky and try to get him when he's doing the swoop attack, but it would be 50-50 as to... There we go. So that's the one-shot Hadouken. Oh yeah, and his weakness is Sting Chameleon's weapon. Not terribly exciting. It doesn't do anything to him. It just does a whole bunch of damage. This guy's kind of a pain in the ass, because you can't actually shoot through his spiked ball. This one you can just go right over him, though. I think we're actually at, the Rangdabangda here, which is the boss of the stage. And sure enough, missing 1 pip of health. Although we can't Hadouken this guy anyways, because his eyes are up at the top there. Whoa! He's going for a dash jump there. Whoa! Okay, so yeah, this guy's kind of got like a few different targets to hit, and you do have to get all of them. Once you hit the eye... Yeah, so you gotta get the left eye, the right eye, which kind of have their own separate HP totals, and if you get them enough, they will get destroyed, which I think will probably happen in a second here. Okay, maybe not. Now, the tricky thing is if you hit the nose, if you destroy the nose first, you actually have to beat the eyes. Like, you'll fight the eyes, but it won't go back to this nice open arena right here. It'll stay with the closed-off walls. In fact, I think if I do another shot on the nose here, that's actually what's going to happen. Oh, come on. There we go. So now we just got the nose left. Because, yeah, if you destroy the nose first... Oh, it looks like we had a few shots left to go on it. Then you gotta fight the eyes in this little cramped chamber right here, which is really, really tough to actually dodge their shots when you're climbing on the walls and shit. Oh yeah, I think that guy's weak to Sting Chameleon too. Completely forgot about it. It's not that much faster. Actually, I think just about all of the Sigma bosses, actually, are, like, up out of your reach so that you can't Hadouken them. Or I guess you could do it on the spider, although the timing's a bit tricky. I forget what it is here. Spark Mandrill, maybe? Oh, this is... No. I have no idea who this is. Oh, Armadillo. We're just... Actually, we can Hadouken... Okay, will he block a Hadouken? Well, he'll certainly roll into it. There we go. Good enough. So this is the last, like, proper Sigma stage. It's mostly bossery fights, actually. Really shouldn't be trying to use the quick menu here. I don't know why it is, but this is like the one game where I always use the quick menu to select weapons. Usually I prefer the start button menu for that. Just because you can well, you see how much I like fumble around and fuck up the quick menu for weapon change. Although I love how you can do it before boss fights, though. This guy's, like, not impossible to Hadouken, but it's pretty difficult and not really worth the trouble. Since you can just do it this way. Oh yeah, when you get him into, like, a little rhythm like this, wonderful. Hoo-ah. You know what, I don't even... Or actually, I kind of do care about that shit up there, because I do want the Hadouken. Oh, also I want my, my boomerang cutter, too, so I actually want that weapon energy. Oh yeah, neat little property of the boomerang cutter, also. It refunds your weapon energy a little bit if it comes back to you without hitting anything. Super handy. Shit! Okay, so we're not messing up our Hadouken inputs, but we're not... still not landing with them. Ooh! cheating the invincibility frames to punch me in the face. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're just gonna freeze this sucker then. Actually, no, I said we were gonna do this proper last time, didn't I? Yeah, let's do this proper. That punch attack, you can hit him out of it, but I just don't have the reflexes for it. Okay, what you really want him to do is, yeah, just do this over and over again, because you can get a lot of shots in on him when he does that. I think there's like weapon energy or something up here. I think I am actually going to switch just to make sure that it all goes to Boomerang Cutter. Because yeah, we are going to be wanting that in a couple different places coming up. Oh yeah, actually we want the rolling shield here. This is actually not a great weapon against this guy. Like, it's his weakness. But the problem is it gets destroyed by all of the other stuff that he fires off at you. So you can end up wasting a lot of weapon energy. I think the best way to do it is to kind of jump a little bit so that if he fires missiles... either, yeah, time it so that you kind of hit him in between shots, or jump a little bit so that it, yeah, goes over the missiles like that. And sure enough, you can kind of afford to trade hits with him if you do it that way. Frankly, I think this is an easier fight with the cutter than it is with the rolling shield. Like, rolling shield without cutting off the tentacles is harder, I think, than just going buster only after you cut off the tentacles. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to show off a, yeah, Sting Chameleon's charged ability right here, which is basically invincibility, and it even makes you invincible or invulnerable to spikes, which is super handy. That's really the only place where it's useful, though. Okay, yeah, so the other thing... You can basically do the same thing to this guy that you kind of do to Launch Octopus, is you can cut off his trunk with the Boomerang Cutter, which actually doesn't really help you that much. The only thing that the trunk does is that little oil slick that he spit out onto the track there. That's the only thing it does. And the oil slick doesn't do anything on its own. It only... basically, it just activates a little pillar of fire that sticks around for a little while if he shoots his flame shot on it, which he usually doesn't, because it's kind of random whether or not he's gonna do the attacks in that order or not. So yeah, almost no benefit. Although it is funny, he looks kind of like a mouse or a bat or something, actually, when you cut off the trunk. And I love how he's got, like, the little plug holes for the nose as well. It's like he's, like, you just plug that trunk right in there, like an electrical socket. But yeah, it's cute and all, but that's really the only benefit to cutting off the trunk there. It doesn't make the fight any easier or anything. I forget what this guy's name is, but he's weak to Boomerang Cutter, which is why we wanted to stock up on these. I think this is like D-Rex. Yeah, this is it, D-Rex. Pretty easy if you use his weakness. You wanna time it so that you're, yeah, kind of on the upward trajectory like that, so that you can get your upward Boomerang Cutters from the ground there. A couple of different ways to dodge this. You can go like that, or you can go under it. And as you can see, he speeds up dramatically as he gets low on life, so let's just finish him off. And that's basically the end of the Sigma stages. We just got, like, the final Sigma stage, which is just like a tiny little column, and then the final boss gauntlet. Which is actually really, really challenging, as it turns out. Have we actually Hadoukened any bosses yet? I think I'm gonna Hadouken my way through the first phase of this fight. Actually, we'll see how much Hadouken we can get going on here. I'm pretty sure you can't Hadouken the last phase, just because you need to jump and shoot to get him. Okay, so, yeah, we got basically a sequence of 3 boss fights here. First we're going to fight his dog, then we're going to fight Sigma, Then we're gonna fight Wolf Sigma. Fuck! This guy's weak to ice, at least, so... Yeah, kind of a pain in the ass. Hadouken is really not all it's cracked up to be. It's awesome if you can get it to land, but it's really, really hard to get it to land. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a sub-tank on Phase 2 to see if I can, use it on Sigma. Because, yeah, Stage 2 is this fight is pretty tedious. There's not really any, like, good, skillful way to do this part of the fight. He's got a really simple pattern. You can either fight him on the ground, which is suicide, or you can just do this. And then the only thing you do when you're up here is he goes up like this, then he comes back down. Whoops. And then basically you hit him on your way back down. And that's basically all you do for this part of the fight. And he only takes... I think he only takes 1 point of damage from pretty much everything. So I wouldn't even feel bad about Hadoukening my way through this. Now the trick is, can we actually land it on him? Oh, he blocked it! He blocked the Hadouken, motherfucker! Well, I'm not using a second sub-tank for this, so... Whatever, we'll do it the slow way. We can actually speed it up a bit with the spark shot. That's his weakness. But not by tons or anything. It actually goes a little bit faster if you use the charged spark as well. Which looks like... Whoop, which looks like this. But it's less energy efficient, which is bad if you need to redo this fight a bunch of times. Which we might in the end, who knows. But yeah, I guess you could go like that to speed it up. I've never even thought of that. Yeah, you just use the fact that it goes along the walls there to kind of speed things up. Oh, fuck, we're fucking this up real bad. Oh, we're fucking this up real bad. Okay, here we go. Final phase. I think I actually want to sub-tank anyways here, whether you can Hadouken this guy or not, because even with the armor, this guy does like a fuck ton of damage with pretty much all of his attacks. We could... Probably wouldn't get one shot, but we might. So we're just going to fill her up. Yeah, sure enough, he's a bit too high up. But what you can actually do is his weakness is the rolling shield. So if you get this set up just right... Yeah, you just go like this. Ugh. I guess you could go like this, too. Yeah, the problem is the claws hovering around the side there make it tough to just, like, go on the walls. If it weren't for the claws, you could just go on the walls and just climb up, hit him, and there'd be nothing to it. But yeah, you can get it set up like this. Just sit on the claw on the edge, like right on the edge, so that it doesn't hit you with the lightning. Because yeah, the lightning is kind of intended to force you off of it, but if you either hang off like this, or you time your jumps, you can just sit up here forever. And then this is actually a really easy boss fight. We're gonna sub-tank again, just because I don't want to have to redo everything. Oh yeah, he's also weak to the X-Buster. I mean, not weak to it, but you can damage him with it, but only with your fully charged red shot. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention it too. If you don't get the Buster upgrade from the weapon capsule in Flame Mammoth stage, then Zero gives it to you after Vile kills him. Yeah, sure, we'll finish this off Buster style, just to show you just how frickin' tedious it is to Buster only this fight. You're doing it only with the full red charge. You can't do it with the yellow charge. And one tick at a time. Yeah, really just tedious and annoying to do that fight Buster only. I have done it before, but it's not fun. Kind of an the seeds of an interesting little story that they've got kicked off here too, with like the robot uprising and just sort of how the like how did like the original like cartoony like light and breezy fun Mega Man lead into this like dark like bleak future right here, and it only goes further downhill as you go forward through the timeline from this into Zero, and then Mega Man Legends. I guess things get all light and happy again, although it kind of takes an apocalypse for it to get that way. And then we get like the nice dramatic "Why must we fight?" ending right here. It's just reading the text here. It just is even more weirdly dramatic than I thought. Those who sacrifice themselves, kind of an obvious reference to Zero here, who, as far as we know, is the only guy on our side here. Or I guess they reference in the fiction, in the text of the game, like Dr. Kane and whatever forces there are in the war against the Mavericks. But as far as we know, it's just X and Zero right here, and Zero's gone, at least as far as we know at this point. Then yeah, they bring him back in X2, and then he's playable from X3 onward. I wonder if there's a ROM hack to play as Zero in this game. That would be really cool. I've got to check that out. How long will the pain last? What are we fighting for? Oh, we'll play Mega Man X4 someday. There's some great stuff to talk about with that game. Or actually, if you're like really keen to see me go play Mega Man X4. I actually played it on YouTube a while back. I did a race with some of my old acquaintances back on the Talking Time forum. It's on a YouTube channel called Let's Racing Time. Yeah, I participated in a Mega Man X4 race back then. And actually, now that I think of it, I think I haven't played this game in a long time. I really love it, but I haven't played it in a long time. I think the last time I played this game was actually I played. There's not me, but some other people on the Let's Racing Time channel did a race of this game, and I kind of played along with them and actually beat the shit out of them. I finished like 2 or 3 minutes before anyone in the race did. That's how awesome I am at this game. Actually, I guess we made about the time that I was expecting. We finished that in like a little bit over an hour 15 minutes or so. So yeah, I'm just going to let this awesome credits bit roll here. I'm going to refresh my drink, and we'll be back with, I don't know, something or other for the last half hour. I'll think of something back in a bit. Oh, hey, I completely forgot about the, little tease there at the end for the sequel. Yeah, sure enough, Sigma is effectively the Wily of the Mega Man X universe, so, yeah, he does come back, and, like, literally every other Mega Man X game has Sigma in it, usually as, in fact, almost always as the final boss. I think Mega Man X8 was the one where they finally switched it up, and turns out that Sigma isn't the real villain. Spoiler alert for Mega Man X8. Man, it's pathetic. I'm like out of breath from like just running up and down the stairs to fix my tea. Anyways, that's Mega Man X, and yeah, now we're gonna play something else. Maybe Mega Man X2. Nah, I don't have time for that.